Hello everyone. So dear students, in our previous session, that is in the session 1, we have studied about complex number. That is, we studied how we are going to denote complex number, and we studied addition or the addition of complex numbers and the properties of addition, that is closure law, commutative law, associative law, existence of additive inverse and existence of additive identity. The same way we studied the subtraction of two complex numbers, multiplication of two complex numbers and division of two complex numbers. Now let us study about the powers of I. How we are going to denote I? See, powers of I. First of all, let us know what is I. We are going to write I as root of -1, right? This is how we are going to represent I, that is root of -1. Then what about I square? We are going to get root of -1 square, right? Now root and square is going to get cancelled. We get the value as -1, that is I square is equals to -1. The same way, what about the other powers of I? We studied that I square is -1. What about I cube? How we are going to represent I cube? That is I square into I. This is how we are going to represent I cube. Then what is the value of I square? It is -1 into I, nothing but -I. What about I raised to 4? It is I square whole square, nothing but -1 square, which is equals to 1. The power of I raised to 4 is, or the value of I raised to 4 is what? It is equals to 1. What happens if it is I raised to 5? I raised to 5. I raised to 5 is I raised to 2 whole raised to 2 into I. This is how we are going to write for I raised to 5. 2 2s are 4 into this power 1, that is 5. That is nothing but -1 square into I, that is 1 into I, that is nothing but I. We got the value of I raised to 5 as I. What about I raised to 6? We are going to get it as I raised to 2 whole raised to 3, that is 2 3s are 6. I raised to 2 whole raised to 3, that is -1 cube, which is equals to -1. This is what? These are the powers of I. That is I is I square is -1, I cube is -I. We got I raised to 4 as 1, I raised to 5 as +I, and I raised to 6 as -1. These are the powers of I. Still, let us further study. What about I raised to -1? I raised to -1. How we can write this? Can we write it as 1 divided by I? Right. Then let us multiply and divide this by I. Multiply and divide this by I, which is nothing but I divided by I square. That is I divided by value of I square is -1, which we are going to get it as -I. What if it is I raised to -2? We are going to write it as 1 divided by I square. What is the value of I square? That is 1 divided by -1, which is equals to -1. What about I raised to -3? We can write it as 1 divided by I raised to 3, nothing but 1 divided by I square into I. Then we are going to get it as 1 divided by -1 into I, which is nothing but -1 divided by I. Now again multiply and divide by I, which we are going to get it as -I by I square, nothing but -I by -1, which is equals to I. We got the value of I raised to -3 as I. Next, what we are going to do? that is okay, I raised to minus 4. This can be written as 1 divided by I raised to 4, nothing but 1 divided by I square whole square, nothing but 1 divided by minus 1 square, which is equals to 1. I raised to minus 4 we got as what? 1 by 1, nothing but 1, that is I raised to minus 1 is minus I raised to minus 2 is minus 1, I raised to minus 3 is I, and I raised to minus 4 is equals to 1. So in general, how we can represent the power of i's? In general, for any integer k, in general, for any integer k, I raised to k plus 1 or I raised to 4k. I raised to 4k, this will be equal to what? 1. Whatever will be the value, we are going to get it as 1. Then what about I raised to 4k plus 1? I raised to 4k plus 1, we are going to get the value as I. This is the general form we are going to write, that is I raised to 4k is equals to 1, I raised to 4k plus 1 is equals to I, and I raised to 4k plus 2. What about I raised to 4k plus 2? What we are going to get the value? It is going to be minus 1. I raised to 4k plus 2 is going to be minus 1, and one more is I raised to 4k plus 3, that will be equal to minus I. That is, we are generally representing the value of I whose power will be k, that is I raised for any integer k, that is I raised to 4k will be equals to 1, I raised to 4k plus 1 will be equals to I. The same way I raised to 4k plus 2 is equals to minus 1, and I raised to 4k plus 3 will be equal to minus I. This is how we are going to represent the power of I. Now let us study further the square root of a negative real number. See, we all know the square roots of real number, positive real numbers, right? Now let us study the square root of a negative real number. Square root of a negative real number. Square root of a negative real number. See, just now we have studied that the value of I square is minus 1. What we have studied? Value of I square is minus 1. Right? What about the value of minus I square? How we are going to write it? It is will be again equals to I square, which is equals to minus 1. Whether it is I square or it is minus I whole square, its value is minus 1. See, what we all have one more identity. What we have? We have root of A into root of B, that will be equal to root of AB. This is what we have the identity. Square root of negative real numbers. This is generally going to hold when? If A is less than 0 and B is greater than 0, this property is going to be satisfied. Or else, if A is greater than 0 or B is less than 0, we can say that this identity can be holded. What about if it is A is less than 0 and also B is less than 0? Does this identity hold? We shall know that now. That is root of minus 1 into root of minus 1. That should be equal to root of AB, right? That is equals to root of minus 1 into minus 1. Nothing but root of 1, which is equals to 1. That is why what has happened? This is not possible. It is a contradiction to the fact. It is contradiction to the fact. To the which fact? To the fact that we have said, or we have considered the fact that I square is minus 1. Contradiction to the fact I square is equals to minus 1. Hence that is why we cannot consider A as less than 0 and B as less than 0. It contradicts to this fact. Okay, that is square root of negative real numbers. We just have checked. We said that this result holds. When it holds, this result holds when if either A is less than 0 or B is greater than 0, or if A is greater than 0 or B is less than 0. We want to check if this result holds true, or this result holds if both A is less than 0 and B is less than 0. This result did not hold good, or that did not satisfy you for the condition that for A is less than 0 and B is less than 0. Now let us study few of the identities. Few identities we know. What is that? A plus B whole square we know. A minus B whole square we know. A plus B whole cube. A minus B whole cube. The same identities, let us prove those identities for complex numbers. Okay, those identities for complex numbers. How we are going to solve? Let us first begin with one's identities. So let us first consider as what? Z1 plus Z2 whole square. Let us try proving that. Okay, that is Z1 plus Z2 whole square. We know A plus B whole square, right? A square plus 2AB plus B square. The same way we are going to write it as Z1 square plus 2 times of Z1 into Z2 plus Z2 square. So now see, it is for all complex numbers Z1 and Z2. For all complex numbers Z1 and Z2. Let us try proving it. Okay, how we will prove that? Z1 plus Z2 whole square. How we can write it? We can write it as Z1 plus Z2 into Z1 plus Z2. What happens next? Just multiply Z1 plus Z2 into Z1 plus Z1 plus Z2 into Z2. See, we are going to get Z1 into Z1. It is Z1 square plus Z2 into Z1. Again Z1 into Z2 plus Z2 square. Next, how we are going to write? We are going to write it as Z1 square plus Z2 into Z1 can be written as Z1 into Z2 plus Z1 into Z2 plus Z2 square. What I have used here? I have used the commutative law of multiplication. What I used? I used commutative law of multiplication. Then what is going to happen next? Here Z1 square plus 2 times of Z1 into Z2 plus Z2 square. Right? We got it. We got it as Z1 plus Z2 whole square is equals to Z1 square plus 2 times of Z1 into Z2 plus Z2 square. Thus, we proved this identity. Similarly, many more identities can be proved. Like which all? We can write Z1 minus Z2 whole square. This is for the set of complex numbers. That can be written as z1 square minus 2 times of z1 into z2 plus z2 square. The same way z1 plus z2 cube. This also can be written the same way z1 minus z2 cube. That is also can be written. That is z1 plus z2 cube. How we can write this? This can be written as z1 cube plus we have 3 times of z1 into z2 into z1 plus z2 plus z2 cube. This can be written as what? z1 cube plus 3 times of z1 square into z2 plus 3 times of z1 into z2 square plus z2 cube. This is about z1 plus z2 whole cube. What about z1 minus z2 whole cube? Very simple identity is there. This is a minus b whole cube. That can be written as z1 cube minus 3 times of z1 square, z1 cube minus 3 times of z1 square into z2 plus 3 times of z1 into z2 square, and lastly we are left with minus z2 cube, minus z2 cube. What about z1 minus z2 square? z1 minus z2 whole square. How we can write it? That was our first identity. This is second, third. What about fourth? What about our last identity? z1 minus z2 square. How we can write it? We can write it as z1 plus z2 into z1 minus z2. These are our required identities for complex numbers. We just need to remember the same identities. Next, we shall go with another concept, that is the modulus and conjugate of the complex numbers. What it is? Modulus and conjugate of the complex numbers. Let us consider the complex number. Let z is equals to a plus ib be the complex number. Let z is equals to a plus ib. Let this be what? Be a complex number. Be a complex number. Then the modulus of a complex number, how we are going to denote it? Then the modulus of a complex number denoted by what? Denoted by mod of z, right? It will be going to be the mod of z and is defined to be what? Non-negative real number, and is defined to be a non-negative real number. Non-negative real number in the sense those real numbers which are not negative, and defined to be a non-negative real number, that is root of a square plus b square. That is how we are going to write. That is modulus of z or mod of z will be equal to root of a square plus b square. Next, how we are going to write the conjugate of z? the conjugate of z denoted by what? Denoted by z dash or z bar, whatever you say. The conjugate of z denoted by z bar is the complex number of what? Is the complex number a minus ib. That is, if z is a plus ib, then the conjugate of z will be equal to what? The conjugate of z will be equal to a minus ib. That is, z bar is equals to a minus ib. This is the conjugate of what? Conjugate of the complex number. Shall we look over few examples? Just let us try with one or two examples, okay? Consider the example. Mode of, or just find the modulus and conjugate. Example is to find modulus and conjugate of complex numbers. Mod of 3 plus I is given. How you are going to find? That will be equal to root of value of a is 3 square plus 1 square. Nothing but root of 9 plus 1, which will be equal to root of 10. And conjugate, how we will write? Z bar is equals to 3 minus I. Z is 3 plus I. Z bar is 3 minus I. Let us solve one more example. That is, Z is equals to 2 minus 5I. Second one, Z is equals to 2 minus 5I. First find modulus. Mod of 2 minus 5I will be equal to root of 2 square plus minus 5 square. If so, what we are going to get? Root of 4 plus 25, which is equals to root of 29. What about conjugate of z? They have given z as 2 minus 5i. Conjugate will be 2 plus 5i. So, I hope students, you all have followed this modulus and conjugate of complex numbers. What happens the multiplicative inverse of non-zero complex numbers? Already we have studied this during the multiplicative inverse. Multiplication of two complex numbers and it's satisfying the various law. In that we have already studied about multiplicative inverse. The multiplicative inverse, how you are going to write it? The multiplicative inverse of the non-zero complex number z. The multiplicative inverse of a non-zero complex number z is given by, we have already studied multiplicative inverse, that is z raised to minus 1. This will be equal to what? 1 divided by a plus ib. This we can get it as a divided by a square plus b square plus I into minus b divided by a square plus b square. This we have already studied during the identity, right? Multiplicative inverse of complex number z, how it is given? Z inverse is equals to 1 divided by a plus ib, nothing but a divided by a square plus b square plus I into minus b divided by a square plus b square. This, on simplifying, how I will get a minus ib divided by a square plus b square. A minus ib divided by a square plus b square. That is a minus ib. What you, if the complex number z is a plus ib, then what is a minus ib? Is it a conjugate of z? Then we can write it as z bar divided by what about a square plus b square? What was it? It was modulus of z, right? We can write mod of z square. That is, the multiplicative inverse can be found as conjugate of z divided by mod of z square. This is how we are going to find the multiplicative inverse of a non-zero complex number. And this can be further simplified as what? Or this can be written as z into mod of z square, that will be equal to conjugate of z. How we can write? Or wait, mod of conjugate of z into z, that will be equal to mod of z square. Z square conjugate of z into z will be equal to what? Mod of z square. So the same way we can find out the modulus of many complex numbers. What happens for any two complex numbers z1 and z2? For any two complex numbers z1 and z2, how we are going to write mod of z1 plus z2? Mod of z1 plus z2 or mod of z1 into z2? Mod of z1 into z2, this can be written as mod of z1 into mod of z2. And next, if it is given as multiplication, if it is mod of z1 by z2, this can be written as mod of z1 by mod of z2. What about the conjugate? Conjugate of z1 and z2, that is conjugate of z1 into z2 can be written as z1 z2, that is conjugate of z1 into conjugate of z2. The same way, what about z1 plus z2? Conjugate of z1 plus z2, it is nothing but conjugate of z1 plus conjugate of z2. The same way, conjugate of z1 minus z2, z1 conjugate minus z2 conjugate. And next, what about conjugate of z1 by z2? z1 by z2 conjugate, this can be written as z1 conjugate by z2 conjugate. These are the few identities which we need to remember for any two complex numbers z1 and z2. Mod of z1 into z2 will be equal to mod of z1 into mod of z2. Mod of z1 by z2 is mod of z1 divided by mod of z2. The same way the remaining identities. Provided here, see, what is the condition for division? The condition should be that z2 should not be equal to 0. Now, let us find out or let us solve the exercise problems. Very simple problems related to this exercise or related to this part. Exercise 5.1. What is the first question given? Express each of the complex numbers in the given form. that is express each of the following, each of the complex numbers, each of the complex number given in the form a plus ib. Among that, which one is the first one? First one they have given as 5i into minus of 3 by 5i. How we can simplify this? This can be written as 5 into minus 3 by 5 into I. So 5 and 5 is going to get cancelled. We have minus 3 into I square, nothing but minus 3 into minus 1, which is equals to 3. We got it as what? Because we know I square is equals to minus 1. Because, how we are going to signify because? Because I square is equals to minus 1. We found its value as 3. Let us solve the next one. What is second one given? I raised to 9 plus I raised to 19. I raised to 9 plus I raised to 19. So dear students, we had just studied the powers of I, right? In place of I raised to 4k plus 1, I raised to 4k plus 2. We had studied those, right? Powers of I. Now we are going to use it. This can be written as I raised to 4k plus 1, right? And then next can be written as I raised to 4k plus 3. I raised to 4k plus 3. That is I raised to 4 into 2 plus 1 plus I raised to 4 3s are 4 4s are, we'll write, okay, 4 into 4 plus 3. This can be written as what? I raised to 8 into I plus I raised to 16 into I raised to 3. We got it as I raised to 8 into I plus I raised to 16 into I raised to 3. This can be written as I raised to 4 into 2 into I plus I raised to 16 can be written as I raised to 4 whole raised to 4 into I raised to 3. We know what is the value of I raised to 4. What is the value of I raised to 4? It is 1. 1 square into I plus 1 raised to 4 into, we know I raised to 4 is 1 and we know I raised to 3 is minus I into minus I. Then I am going to get it as I minus I. I got it as I minus I, which is equals to 0. I have just used the general form and substituted the power of I. I hope you all are following. What about the next one? It is I raised to minus 39. Same way, just go on writing. I raised to 4 into 9. 9 4s are 36. That is I raised to minus 4 and then plus of minus 3. So this can be simplified as I raised to 4 into minus 9 into I raised to minus 3. We know I raised to 4 is equals to 1, that is 1 raised to minus 9 into I raised to minus 3, nothing but 1 divided by I raised to 3. This can be written as 1 divided by I square into I, which is nothing but 1 divided by minus I, or we can write it as minus 1 divided by I. Multiply and divide by I, we are going to get it as minus I into I square, nothing but minus I by minus 1, whose value will be equal to I, that is I raised to minus 39, we got the value as I. Let us still solve some more problems. Next, what is the fourth problem given? It is given 3 into 7 plus I into 7 plus I into 7 plus I 7. Let us simplify. This can be written as 3 sevens are 21 plus 21I plus 7I plus 7I square. 21 plus 7, 28I plus 7 into minus 1. Why it is minus 1? Because I square is equals to minus 1. It is going to be 21 plus 28I minus 7, nothing but 14 plus 28I. Next we shall consider the next problem, that is fifth one. It is given 1 minus I minus 1 plus I into 6. Just go on simplifying. It is 1 minus I, minus into minus, plus 1, minus into plus, minus I 6, nothing but 2 minus 7I, or we can write 2 minus I into 7. Next, sixth one. What they have given? 1 by 5 plus I into 2 by 5 minus 4 plus I into 5 by 2. Just we shall separate the term, that is real part and the imaginary part. That is 1 by 5 plus I into 2 by 5 minus 4 minus I into 5 by 2. That is 1 by 5 minus 4 plus I into 2 by 5 minus 5 by 2. So we are going to get 5. 1 minus LCM, 5 4s are 20 plus I into we have 10, 4 minus 25. We are going to get that as what? We get it as minus 19 by 5 plus I into minus 21 by 10. We got it as what? We got it as minus 19 by 5 plus I into minus 21 by 10. Just we have separated the real part and the imaginary part, taking the LCM and then simplifying, we got it as minus 19 by 5 plus I into minus 21 by 10. Next, we shall solve last one more problem and then go to the another main. That is what they have given, 1 by 3 plus I into 7 by 3 plus 4 plus I into 1 by 3, from here minus minus 4 by 3 plus I. Let us go on solving step by step. How we'll write? 1 by 3 plus I into 7 by 3 plus 4 plus I into 1 by 3 minus into minus is plus 4 by 3 minus I. Again separate the real part and the imaginary part, that is 1 by 3 plus 4 plus 4 by 3 plus I into we have 7 by 3 plus 1 by 3 minus 1. What we have done? We have separated the real and imaginary part. Now taking the LCM as 3. 1 plus into 3 we get here, right? 4 3s are 12 plus 4 plus I into, again we have LCM as 3. Here again I am going to get it as 3. 7 plus 1 minus 3. On further simplification, what I am going to get? I am going to get it as 12 plus 4 16, 16 plus 1 17. 17 by 3 plus I into 7 plus 1 8, 8 minus 3 5, 5 by 3. I got the answer as what? 17 by 3 plus I into 5 by 3. I hope you all have followed. We have represented it in the form of A plus IB. Next, let us solve another problem. What they have given? Find the multiplicative inverse. Find the multiplicative inverse of each of the complex numbers given. Among that, first one is what? 4 minus 3i. We need to find the multiplicative inverse. How we are going to find it? Let us consider z as 4 minus 3i. Just now when we were deriving, I said to find the multiplicative inverse, we need to find the conjugate of the complex number and the modulus of that complex number. Then how we are going to get the conjugate? It is 4 plus 3i. What about the mod of this number? That is modulus of z will be equal to root of 4 square plus 3 square, that is root of 16 plus 9. Right, root of 16 plus 9, which is it is just a square plus b square, nothing but a square is 4 square plus 3 square, 16 plus 9, its value is 25. Then what we are going to find? Z inverse, it is conjugate of z divided by mod of z, or the multiplicative inverse of, we shall write it, the multiplicative inverse of z is equals to 4 minus 3i is multiplicative inverse is given by conjugate of z divided by mod of z, nothing but conjugate of z is 4 plus 3i divided by 25. 25 is nothing but what? Is equals to 4 by 25 plus I into 3 by 25. This is going to be what? This is going to be the multiplicative inverse of 4 minus 3i. What about the next one? We shall solve one more problem. Second one, what is the question given? They have given root 5 plus 3 into I. Root 5 plus 3 into I. Let z is equals to root 5 plus 3 into I. Then mod of z will be equal to root 5 square plus 3 square. Nothing but 5 plus 9, 14. Next find conjugate of z, that is root 5 minus 3i. The next we need to find multiplicative inverse. Multiplicative inverse of z is equals to root 5 plus 3i is, multiplicative inverse is conjugate of z divided by mod of z. Nothing but we have root 5 minus 3i divided by it is 14. Nothing but root 5 by 14 minus I into 3 by 14. This is our second problem. What about the next one we have? We have minus I. Minus I. Very simple. Let z is equals to minus I. Then mod of z will be equal to what? Mod of z square we should find. It is 1 square. Nothing but 1. That is going to be what? It is mod of z square. Right. Mod of, we have found square, no? Mod of z square. Square, nothing but mod of z square. So we got mod of z square as 1 and then conjugate of z will be equal to I. Now the multiplicative inverse. Multiplicative inverse of z is equals to minus I is, z inverse is conjugate of z divided by mod of z square. That is conjugate of z is what? It is I by mod of z square is what? It is 1. Nothing but I. I hope students you have followed this problems of finding out the multiplicative inverse. Now let us solve one more problem. What is the next problem given? It is given that express the following expression. Express the following expression in the form of a plus ib. They have given one expression. Let us form that in the form of a plus ib. That is 3 plus I into root 5, 3 minus I into root 5 divided by root 3 plus root 2I into root 3 minus root 2I. So let us look over the solution. What it is given? It is 3 plus I root 5 into 3 minus I root 5 divided by root 3 plus root 2I minus root 3 minus root 2I. See, we have the identity for complex numbers, that z1 plus z2 into z1 minus z2 was supposed to be z1 square minus z2 square, right? The same way we are going to use it. This will be equal to 3 square minus I root 5 square divided by root 3 plus root 2I minus into minus root 3 plus root 2I. This can be simplified as 9 minus I square we are going to get, and root into, that is root 5 whole square is nothing but into 5 divided by plus root 3 minus root 3 went. We got 2 root 2I. This can be further simplified as 9 minus, we know the value of I square, it is minus 1 into 5 divided by 2 root 2I. Nothing but 9 plus 5 divided by 2 root 2I. 9 plus 5 is how much? 14 divided by 2 root 2I. Let us multiply and divide by I. We got it as 2 1s are 2, 2 7s are 14. 7I divided by root 2I square. 7I divided by, or root 2 minus 7I divided by root 2y, because I square is equals to minus 1. So we got it as 7I divided by root 2I square, nothing but I square, the value of I square is minus 1, that is minus 7I by root 2. What we shall do is now multiply by root 2 and divide by root 2. We get minus 7 root 2I by 2. So this is our required solution. So students, I hope you all have followed today's topic, that is power of I, and then we have studied about what? Modulus and conjugate of complex numbers and few problems related to it. Keep solving, stay safe. Thank you.